bad news for those of you who believe that the midterm elections might save us from President Donald Trump. Now, you might be asking, wait, what do you mean? The elections are going to come, there's going to be a blue wave, and it's going to be great. I mean, isn't Donald Trump and his policies deeply unpopular? Haven't you been showing me polls showing how Trump is deeply unpopular? Yes. But unfortunately, Republicans expected Trump to be extremely unpopular. They already know how, unpopular their policies are with the American people. And so now they have been working on a plan to gerrymander the House so much that they will hold on to the House of Representatives despite their unpopularity. Great. Texas Republicans, for example, have released their new map, their new congressional map, on the urging of President Donald Trump, by the way, that would eliminate 5 House seats held by Democrats and create 5 new seats that will go for Republicans, of course. Now, how would it do this? It will do so by splitting 5 seats currently held by Democrats in and around the cities of Houston, Dallas, and Austin, and in the heavily Latino Rio Grande Valley. The elimination of those 5 Democratic seats and the creation of 5 Republican seats would cause a 10-vote swing in the GOP's favor, giving them a more comfortable cushion to hold on to control of the House. And so they're like, we might lose in other states, but guess what? In Texas, we've gerrymandered it so much that we're still in control, bitches. Democracy. We never believed in that at all. No, we don't believe in voters picking their representatives. We believe in the representatives picking their voters. And we're going to, of course, pick the ones that are going to vote for us. I know. Now, the push to redraw Texas' congressional map came directly from the Trump administration. Harmeet Dillon, Assistant Attorney General from the Civil Rights Division, has sent a letter to Texas officials declaring that 4 Democratic-held districts violated the Voting Rights Act and had threatened legal action. Despite that claim being untrue, it had prompted Governor Greg Abbott to convene a special session to draw a new map, which again, shocker, favors Republicans heavily. Look, Trump basically admitted on July 15th that, I think we're going to get 5. Oh, you know what I'm saying? Referring, of course, to more Republican seats. Yeah, so he knows. So how does it do this? Well, in the Rio Grande Valley, the new map adds Republican voters to 2 seats currently held by Democratic representatives, Henry Cuellar and Vicente Gonzalez. Those seats will move from 52 to 50 and 53%, respectively, Trump voting districts to 55%, which pretty much guarantees you're going to have Republicans filling those seats. And it's not like Henry Cuellar is that much of a progressive. He pretty much votes with Republicans a lot, especially on fossil fuel stuff, but it's actually going to make it even worse. The other seats the map carves up are held by Democratic representatives Mark Veazey, Greg Kazar, Lloyd Doggett, and Julie Johnson. Kazar and Doggett would be forced to run in the same Austin-based seat under the new map, unless one of them decides to risk running in a less friendly district. And knowing a lot of Democrats, they probably wouldn't have the, let's say balls. Balls seems fair to run in a place where they're not guaranteed to win. They're very risk averse. Okay. So now the same could happen with Johnson and Veazey, as Johnson's Dallas-based district would effectively be handed over to Republicans, while Veazey's home base of Fort Worth would be removed from his current district. And it's not just in Texas either that they're doing this. Republicans are looking to expand their gerrymanders in both Ohio and Florida, which again would eliminate Democratic seats in both of those states. That right there is GOP 101. Creating maps that will disenfranchise Democratic voters and empower Republicans. Their goal, remember, is to perpetually stay in power. It's the same thing that they accuse the Democrats of doing. Oh, one party, or what? I'm sorry, what? Yeah, one party rule. One party rule. That's what you're doing. That's what you're trying to do. And you're actually doing it. So, once again, projection, right? And every accusation is a confession. Look, thing is, part of the blame falls on Democrats for also using gerrymandering to their advantage. They've created their own safe districts, okay, and have, in some cases, like, for example, New York, used it against progressives, the gerrymander, using their districts, redrawing their maps in such ways that two progressives will have to run against each other, which, of course, reduces the number of progressives that are serving in Congress, ensuring that the establishment remains firmly in control. They helped, and now they are allowing Republicans to have the chance to eliminate those Democrat seats too. And now they're doing it. Look, that said, it's not all bad news, okay? I know I've already painted a pretty bleak picture here, but there is a possibility, because Republicans are inept, that this could blow up in their face. I wouldn't bank on it, but there is a chance. Democrats and some redistricting experts do say that the new gerrymander could turn out to be what is called a dummy-mander. You might want to work on those names. Okay, I'm just saying. What does that mean? Well, that's when a gerrymander makes the seats of the party more vulnerable to maximize the total number of seats that they could win. Okay. How? Well, say in the situation that there is a strong anti-incumbent wave powered by an unpopular president. I mean, we currently do have a pretty unpopular president right now. That could end up making those seats come into play for the opposition party. The new map, by the way, also relies on Latino voters who went to Trump in 2024, who might not be happy about the current efforts of the, anti-immigration actions of this administration. I mean, a lot of people are not happy with what ICE is doing. They're saying that it goes too far in multiple polling, or multiple polls. But then again, I don't know. I mean, look, if they end up, these voters end up being swing voters, shifting over to Democrats, then yeah, there is a chance that this could blow up in Republicans' faces. That said, what you have here is a party, the Democratic Party, also not being all that popular. I mean, yes, Republicans and Trump are very unpopular, but so are the Democrats. It pox on both of their houses, what a lot of voters are saying. Okay? And they're unpopular for different reasons. Obviously, a lot of people hate what Trump's doing right now, but they look at Democrats and think, well, you're barely fighting against this stuff. So does that mean you're in favor of this stuff too? You're barely putting up a fight. I mean, you're not really going against those policies all that much. And more importantly, they're not putting forward bold progressive policies that the voters actually like. You know, because the whole owner-donor thing, you have a lot of Democratic Party donors that are going against people like, for example, Zoran Mamdani. Yeah. In fact, you have the party that is going after him. Look, Mamdani has a really, really good chance of becoming mayor of New York City. And that is despite massive attacks from the Democratic establishment. Democratic leadership is refusing to endorse him. They're going after him from what is it? Globalize the intifada. He never said that. But they continue to be like, what did you mean by globalize the intifada? I didn't say that. I never said that. What are you talking about? You guys are weird. I'm just trying to make things cheaper for New Yorkers. Okay? That's it. I want to make your lives better. And the establishment is like, I can't have that. Because that will make our donors lose money. No, no. Look, there's another problem though with this, with holding out hope that the dummy-mander will hurt Republicans. You see, Trump won all 30 GOP-leaning seats created by the new map by at least 10 points or more. That map does not meaningfully dilute existing Republican-held districts. So, in reality, maybe only 4 of those new districts might end up being competitive. That's not good. Now, it is possible that Democrats and Texas residents could bring a voting rights act complaint in federal court against this map. However, that has its own challenges. And for example, any case against this map is likely to run into the hostile Fifth Circuit, which is massively pro-Republican, pro-Trump. And if it manages to get past that, or if they go around that and take it to the Supreme Court, well, I mean, Supreme Court, they already have that too. So that's not good. Not looking good at all. I think the best that the Democrats could hope for, and this is what they're doing, okay, is to engage in a gerrymandering arms race, which has its own issues. In California, for example, Governor Gavin Newsom has already said that he's looking at ways to get around the state's constitutional amendment requiring districts to be drawn by an independent commission. Not good. Senator Chris Van Hollen of Maryland has also proposed that his home state of Maryland follow suit and eliminate the state's only GOP-held seat. Again, not good. Worst case scenario here. Both parties are going to gerrymander the hell out of their own districts and their own states. That has the ultimate problem of diluting the votes of minorities and getting us to a system where both parties are no longer representing the people. They're instead picking the voters that are most likely to vote for them instead of actually having to compete on their ideas and the merits. That's not good at all. In fact, I think that's going to only do more to hasten the end of our system of government, which I'm against doing that. And so seeing that the Democrats are more than willing to engage in doing this themselves, I get why some Democrats might be in favor of this, right? Democratic voters, and being like, well, we got to do something to fight against the Republicans. Yeah, I get that. But ultimately, you're going to shoot yourself in the foot and shoot the country in the foot. So I don't know how to properly be able to fight against this. I just wish that we hadn't gotten ourselves into this kind of position in the first place. Too late for that. So I guess we're going to have to figure out a way out of this where we can actually save the country and have, I don't know, good representation again. I would guess the first way is to get money out of politics, and make sure that, yes, we protect voting rights, restore the Voting Rights Act. But in order to do at least some of those things, we actually have to have control of Congress. And, well, that's kind of the problem. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon in order to get notified whenever a new video is released. And if you want to support independent, progressive media through this difficult time where it seems like everybody is shutting down, you can become a member on our YouTube page, you can become a subscriber on Facebook, or you can go to my Patreon. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf. Thank you.